Well, good morning. Good to have you on with us this morning. And I'll wait for a few folks to come on here before we get going. Thank you for all that feedback from yesterday on Otto Warburg. Nick, good morning. Jose, Jeanette, Kim, and Brenda. Nice to have you on. Rosa this morning. Good morning to you guys. Jerry, what about those apps? Another Kim, but Kim from Timmins. Okay. Thanks for coming on, guys. Carrie from Nebraska. Sandy from Manitoba. Okay, Habs are playing the Jets. Joanne, good morning from Texas. And from Oshawa, Natalie. Good morning, Susan. You guys are great. We appreciate you coming on. Karen from Scotland, Ontario. Julie from Quebec. Right across Canada and the United States. Good morning, Zian. Nice to have you on. Nellie. Yeah, good to have you guys there. We appreciate it. Very, very much. Oh, I see coffee there. Mark, good morning from Guyana. Wow, that's far away. And Deborah from Alberta. Dorothy. Connie, good morning to you this morning. Michael from Wawa. And Vera from Newfoundland. Good morning, guys. Chantal, good morning to you. Wendy from Alliston. Okay. Micheline and Rita from New Brunswick. Okay. Tilsonburg. Kim. 3 Kims on this morning. So far, anyways. And Brianna and Fern, Irene, Redcliffe, Alberta. Wow. Okay, bright and early there. And another from Newfoundland, Judy and Holly. Okay, and Holly just said, I just ordered your book. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Donna, good morning. And Louise. Okay, let's get going and I'll come on and say hi to the rest of you afterwards. Okay, got 2 or 3 things I want to look at this morning. Bad news for vegetarians. 2 studies just came out, flagged them. Colon cancer, and I'm going to explain this to you. Colon cancer increased in vegetarians by 50%. 2, 50% increase in depression amongst vegetarians compared to people who are not vegetarians. 2 studies. And I'm going to tie these together. New study out yesterday. Vitamin A reduces death from measles in children by 87%. Now, let me tie these things together. Now, you guys that are brand new on this program, I am not going to apologize where I'm coming from. I am going to tell you flat out again and again and again. So, some people, it offends them, but I'm going to tell them the truth. You are meant, all of us are meant to eat from 2 kingdoms of food. You have the animal kingdom and you have the plant kingdom. You're meant to eat from both of them. These studies are showing when you decide to eat strictly from the plant kingdom, your risk of depression goes through the roof, but worse than that, your risk of colon cancer goes through the roof. Now, these are statements. I sort of make statements and I stick by them, by the way. Fiber is overrated. Fiber and the whole idea of fiber, and you know I'm a history buff, and even in nutrition, I'm a history buff. I'm going to say it again. Fiber is overrated. Insoluble fiber will end up in your toilet. Now, I'm not saying you never have fiber, but I don't want you to live on fiber. Fiber came out of the cereal companies. They lied. Listen to this. They lied and people died. Because that's what they're saying. This study is showing vegetarians much more likely to get colon cancer. Now, if you remember yesterday's session, we talked about cancers that are on the increase. Big time increase in certain cancers. Pancreatic, liver, colon, especially amongst young people, and breast cancer, prostate cancer. We're not winning the war on cancer, but you won't win the war on cancer by sticking to the plant kingdom. You won't. It's not like cancer loves vegetables, hates vegetables. Cancer hates steak. And when you stick to the plant kingdom, you are going to be missing many nutrients that are only found in the animal kingdom. It's just the way it is, guys. Mice could not survive on the B12 that is in the plant kingdom. They couldn't. And your body won't survive either. Not that you're going to just drop dead. Oh, you dropped dead because you had low B12. Not going to drop dead. But your body is meant for B12. And by the way, even vitamin D, you know how much I love vitamin D. Linus Pauling won the Nobel Prize for his work on vitamin C. And I've said it for 40 years. He only missed by one letter in the alphabet, D. He didn't know about D. He knew about it, but he didn't know the ramifications of vitamin D. Like I said, when I was in school, generally vitamin D was for bones and nothing else. But when you stick to the plant kingdom, there's no vitamin D in the plant kingdom. Vitamin D3, primarily from the sun, but even in foods, it's a fat-soluble vitamin. You need animal fat. You need it. And the connection to vitamin A. Vitamin A. And this was just a study out on what it does with measles. Okay, can I ask you a question? What have we been talking about for the last year and a half? The whole world is focused in on a virus. What is the best thing you can do for a virus? Well, vitamin D, absolutely. Where is it found? From the sun. Supplement. But in food, where is it found? In the animal kingdom. Eggs, meat, vitamin D. But You know me and vitamin A. Vitamin A is very important. Now, I'm not telling people, unless you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you got to take vitamin A every day as a supplement. You have to take B12 every day. You have to take vitamin D every day. Because you're not getting vitamin A unless you're eating from the animal kingdom. What does vitamin A do? You know me and vitamin D. Your T cells, your Navy SEALs, they need vitamin D. Their batteries are charged by vitamin D. They have a receptor for vitamin D. So does every other cell in your body, by the way. But T cells in particular, we talked about that yesterday when we talked about cancer. But when you think of vitamin A is a protective mask, a real mask. Okay? It's your invisible mask against viruses. You're always going to be surrounded by viruses, guys. Don't try and get rid of viruses. Please. I can't handle it. When the world talks about, well, we got to get rid of the virus. It drives me crazy. Your body is meant to live with viruses. Your body is meant to live with bacteria. And I'm not saying don't use, don't wash your hands or whatever. But guys, we going to wear a mask for the rest of our lives? Wear your invisible mask. Vitamin A. But you wear a mask and it drives me crazy. I see people outside with a mask on. What does that do? What does that do? Other than fear. I'm ashamed. Can I tell you this? I am absolutely ashamed at our generation. My generation. I'm ashamed of us. We've thrown children under the bus. We're more important than our grandchildren. I've never seen anything like it. Politicians know that we vote and kids don't. And they've locked kids down. It's crazy. I'm ashamed. I am. And nobody's talking about the immune system. And your immune system will not work properly without vitamin A. And you never hear me telling you to take a supplement of it. I want you to eat it. Vitamin A is found in eggs, meat, and cheese. EMC. EMC. And it gives you an invisible mask. It's the way God wants it. You eat it to give you vitamin A. And vitamin A, not only that, I was in Costco yesterday. And one of the attendants, they are so dressed up. This guy was wearing goggles plus the big face mask, plus the face mask underneath. I felt like shaking him. I said, just go to the back of the store and get eggs, meat, and cheese, and you'll get your vitamin A that gives you goggles. Invisible goggles. Because viruses can come in through your eyes. Viruses come in through your nose, the upper respiratory here. But you get natural protection. I'm telling you, at the start of all this, if they would have just given everybody, it would have cost a lot less money, given everybody vitamin D and vitamin A. Because what happens, and this is really important in seniors who don't eat enough of the animal kingdom, they love their cereal. Well, Dr. Martin, if I don't get my fiber, I'm not going to be able to go to the bathroom. The overrating of going to the bathroom. I got to show you this card again. I just die when I see it. We pooped today. See those seniors there? The card says, now you've seen it backwards, we pooped today. Ugh. Okay, so immune system. The superior foods for your immune system are found in the animal kingdom. When I was a little boy, I was given cod liver oil. I can still remember the taste. Mom, grandma, cod liver oil. Well, they were only trying to fix bones. They didn't know how good it was for their immune system. Gave you vitamin A, give you vitamin D. If you want to take a supplement, but you don't need it. You do not need to take vitamin A if you promise me to eat steak and eggs and cheese. Promise. Okay, I promise. Okay, then you don't need to supplement with it. People ask me, how much vitamin A should I take? Well, have a steak every day. 3 or 4 times a week. Have eggs every day. You get your vitamin A. You'll get a certain amount of vitamin D, but we know much better today that vitamin D, you got to get, get your booster shot. Viderma. I made it up. Viderma. I tell everybody, I got Viderma. How did you get that, Doc? I didn't know I never heard of that one. Well, it's capital V-I, capital D. Okay, excuse me. Capital V-I-T. All one word, capital D. Viderma. E-R-M-A. Derma, skin. Sunshine on the skin. Sunshine on the skin. Viderma. Don't you like that? Get your booster shot of Viderma. Every time that sun's out, folks. Go get 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes of sun. You get 10,000 international units of vitamin D. Eat your eggs, meat, and cheese. Don't believe the lie of the meatless craze. It is absolutely a cult. It's craziness. Has nothing to do with science. And the more they study it, and then they bury these things in the back pages, they bury them because they're not fitting the narrative. They bury these studies that you are much more likely to get colon cancer. And I've always said it. Colon cancer is twofold. One, insulin. You're a carboholic. Your insulin is too high, and especially young people. And listen, colon cancer in young people was so rare, it'd be like seeing a dinosaur. I mean, it was unheard of. Unheard of. But today, it is one of the fastest growing in terms of statistics cancers around. And what's shocking the world is how young people get colon cancer, especially colorectal cancer. And the causes are, number one, insulin, because insulin is a growth hormone. Kids today are carboholics. They're weaned on, and especially one of the deadliest sugars for colon cancer is high fructose corn syrup. It messes the body up like nobody's business. And it's in everything. Sugar, insulin. And the other one is too much stinking fiber. Too much oxalates, too much cellulose, too many lectins. It's too much. Your body's not made for that. I'm not saying don't have any. I'm just saying it's too much. It irritates the bowel. Somebody was asking, I think it was on Friday, why do we see so many polyps? Well, one thing is because we're detecting them. I mean, if you go back, when I was a young kid, colonoscopy, who the heck got a colonoscopy? Nobody. But today, and I'm not saying get it or don't get it. I'm not talking about that. I'm just telling you that, they would say it's an advance in medicine is that we have colonoscopies. And they're using them and they're recommending them. And then they're detecting polyps. And those are, they're often said to be pre-cancer. Yeah, but we fight cancer every stinking day. But there's some major health issues. Colon cancer. Depression. I'll tell you, folks. Look, depression, leaky gut, leaky brain. You got more feel-good hormones of serotonin and dopamine in your gut than you have in your brain. So leaky gut is a big thing. But one of the things in leaky gut, sugar. And people are getting away from eating red meat because they think it's bad for them. And they're not getting vitamin B12. They're not getting vitamin B12. You need B12 so that you won't be depressed. B12 is a brain. It's a lot of things, but B12 is a brain vitamin. And the world is deficient in B12. They don't even talk about it anymore. Doctors, unless it's flagged right in front of them, and they never see low. It's amazing to me. Like if I look at 100 blood tests, out of 100, maybe 10 are flagged as high, and 1 is flagged as low B12. But when I look at it, I want at least 800 in the B12 test. And if 800 is the standard, that's low. Like that, anything lower than 800 on a B12 blood test, in my opinion, is low B12. Well, 95% of the population has low B12. They don't have optimized B12. Their brain will not operate properly without B12. Your nervous system relies on B12. How can red meat be bad for you? How can it be bad for you if it's really the only source of B12? How can it be bad? I'm sorry. Chicken doesn't have B12. It don't. Your B vitamins, you need, and I don't care Again, I'm not telling people to take a B complex. People take it, and I go, I'd rather eat the B complex. And, the vast majority of people need B12 because they're so stinking low in it. But we've gotten away from eating red meat. The world went stupid. Say a lie long enough and the people will believe it. Oh, it must be true. Must be true. No, it's not true. You need that. God gave you a gallbladder. Why do you think he gave you a gallbladder? For avocados? No, because you're meant to eat fat. You need a gallbladder for that. Cows don't have a gallbladder, and rabbits either. Why do people insist on being a rabbit? I gotta get my fiber. No, you don't. Your body will do very well. Okay. Oxalates, lectins, cellulose. I'm not saying never have any of it. I'm just telling you. It's huge. And why we see so much colon cancer and things like that. And a lack of vitamin A. A lack of vitamin A. It's a big problem in the world today. Vitamin A used to be, and they still do it, but used to be only considered third world problems. You live in the third world, you're in poor conditions, and, not only are you surrounded by, bugs and things like that, you're deficient. A lot of times they're deficient in vitamin A. It's funny that the World Health Organization, if you look at what they bring to a third world, what do they pack to give to the children, especially in the third world? Vitamin A. But 50 years ago, North Americans weren't low in vitamin A. But they're very low in vitamin A today. Very low. Now again, it's not like you're going to drop dead immediately. But your immune system cannot work without vitamin D and vitamin A. They are fat-soluble vitamins, and it's because they're put in nature by God in food and the sun. And the sun. Fat-soluble. You need that. Your body needs it. Your immune system needs it. And we've gone crazy, folks, because we don't talk about stuff like that. It's not popular. There's a whole movement today to get people away from eating red meat. They do not want people to eat red meat. And it scares me. It does. Because you see the movement. Bill Gates and others. The World Health Organization and others. You don't really need to eat red meat. It's bad for the climate and the environment. And that guy's is the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. But it's the younger generation who are being indoctrinated and thrown under the bus. They are. They get indoctrinated. They even get it on Netflix. Oh, don't eat that stuff. Boy, oh boy, I can't get over it. But you guys know better. You know better. It's common sense. Common sense. Okay. Your immune system doesn't work properly without it. It's one of the reasons that cancers are through the roof. Our diets now are based on elevating insulin, and it's craziness. Okay, enough of the rant. Okay, guys. I get excited. I can't help it. I hate being lied to. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. It's like, indoctrination. It drives me crazy. Okay, so the reset. Why do I love it so much? The reason I love it so much, the reason it works, it's for your health. Weight loss is one of its benefits. Fat loss, visceral fat loss that we talked about yesterday. But the benefit is your health. That's why, as far as an eating program, there's nothing like it. It gives you everything you need, all the nutrients you need. It resets. And tomorrow we'll talk about, I think, the thyroid. Again, because their new studies came out. But if you get insulin down, point to any area in your body, from your immune system to your gut, to your brain, for your heart, for your bones, for you name it. Your liver, your kidneys, your eyes, name the organ. And the reset is what you should be doing. If you have not done the reset yet, the number one thing you need to fix your metabolism, and we talked about this yesterday, where Warburg was light years ahead of his time when he talked about cancer being a metabolic disease. And then they laughed him to scorn. Because it didn't fit their narrative. And even today, if you try and bring up that cancer is a metabolic disease, it's not popular. It's food, primarily. It's the thing you can control. So if you're not part of the Martin Clinic Facebook group, that's a reset group, primarily. We'll pump your tires to do it. Take 30 days of your life, guys. Reset your body. Reset it. Send your pancreas to Hawaii on a holiday. Empty your liver. Recharge your kidneys. Help your heart. Give your gut a rest. The reset. The reset. The reset. I'm telling you. Okay. Pumped up. Okay. So, we love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.